This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. Thanks for your continued support. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, back on our little teeny tiny screens, is none other than the PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Hey, what's poppin'?
Hi, LeRon.
Hey, Corey.
I missed you.
Hey,
I missed you so much.
Pat. I missed you. I missed you too. I missed all you guys.
I missed your
I especially
face.
missed you, Corey.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said I missed your face.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
I mean, I can say something else, but it wouldn't be appropriate for YouTube.
No, that's all right.
Also, here is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
Present.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Hi. I'm alright. I'm
like-
exhausted, but I'm here.
Yeah. Aw, shucks. Better
Sorry, it's
get
all
that
good.
caffeine in there. Just,
Chugging in 3,
I
2.
know. I feel it. Speaking of chugging, also here is PK Power, Pat Klein.
Hey, you guys remember the time at PAX where Corey was double fisting Red Bulls and finished them off in like 15 seconds?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
remember
terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he,
Well, Ron, you know,
so
you could have been
story
there. I could have
time.
double fisting some more Red Bulls, okay?
We walked out of, I believe it was the last day of PAX, and the Red Bull team just happened to be outside the gate and they were handing Red Bulls. And so Corey managed to get his hand on 2 of them, and then I think Cordy also got some to give to Corey. And so Corey literally double fisted the Red Bulls that he had in his hand within a matter of 15 to 30 seconds.
Mary
And
Helen
he was
David
already
Hurts.
in a state.
Mm-hmm.
He was already in a state of sadness and overwhelming emotion.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He drowned
It
his
was-
sorrow
it
in
was
Red
a good
Bull.
time.
So,
Yeah.
I take it the experience is wonderful.
Yeah, it
Yeah?
was, yeah. Yes.
Remember
It was-
when Corey said on the podcast here before PAX he was worried about everyone staying at one Airbnb together? None of us lost an eye. None of us gotten in any trouble or fights. The worst thing that ever happened was that a particular individual whose name will not be mentioned clogged the toilet.
You
Other
mean
than
he
that, it was
cleansed his spirit or his soul?
His soul clogged the toilet. Okay.
Type it in the chat.
No, everybody knows who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Come on, Lauren. You can guess, LeRon.
Come on, who's not here? LeRon, who's not here?
Good old Evie.
Oh,
Yep.
man. It was so funny. We were all just downstairs and like...
we were like, "Where's that?" or something, and had
Well, and David Lasby, he was sending it was a group text because I think he was waiting for Ed to write up his summary for the day. He goes, "Yo, Ed, where are you?" And I just nonchalantly texted back, "He's pooping," and it went from there.
yeah, and
it
like
was-
I guess also saw the text and it's like, "I am cleansing my soul."
Hmm
Yeah, it was a good time.
Sounds like he cleansed it.
Yes, he
I
did.
also... So I said this on the fill-in After Dark episode, but I need to say it here. Lasby pulling out some surprises, okay? Pulling out some surprises. I just want to say we had a very particular bonding moment that solidified a friendship, okay?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Should I save it? Should I tell it here or should I save it for After Dark?
Save for After Dark.
Okay.
The
Okay.
personal stuff saved for After Dark.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It was it's
Yeah,
an After Dark type story,
Hey,
We're,
you know what?
we're-
We introverts can surprise y'all.
Mhm.
you know.
We're about entertainment here at the Boss Rush Podcast. So we're talking about video games. We're talking about entertainment. We're talking about comic books. You know, like what are we doing? Corey, season 2 of Halo's over.
I know.
We're slacking.
I know we are. It's okay. We'll get there.
Just in time for Fallout.
So, a lot of
We're gonna do that
before-
too.
yeah,
Corey
Fallout.
doesn't know that, but we're gonna do that too.
Yeah, you and Pat can do that.
No,
Stephanie, if she wants.
we can do that. Yeah, we can do that, Pat.
Yeah.
Before we get into the show, we have a lot of great guests lined up. A lot of great guests.
Ooh, who?
Some confirmed, some hot maybes,
And some
Very
in our
excited.
dreams.
Very excited. So yeah, I'm gonna run through it real quick, okay? And you guys, if you guys don't know who these people are, it's too bad. You can go look them up. You should know who they are. So next week we have Lord Cognito from the Iron Lords coming on. Very excited about that one. Okay, he's awesome. Got to talk to the Iron Lords for like 15 minutes at PAX. Great dudes. Very excited. Then we have a mini spotlight with Guardians Mental Health. I just set up today. I'm very excited about that. It's a mini spotlight because time there's just a time constraint, but I'm very excited to talk to them anyway. And then the week of the 17th, because Stephanie has better things to do than hang out with us. The return of Matthew Keel coming back.
All right.
Matthew Keel's coming back. So
all right.
and then we got a few others, a few other maybes I'm very excited about. So
Yeah,
stay
a lot
tuned.
of developers and publishers we're back and forth with. I know that there are a few that I followed up on.
Mhm.
That just might take some time because a lot of them said they're kind of in the middle of their version of kind of crunch, but they're like, yeah, we'll reach out as soon as things kind of clear up a bit. So I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
do
There's
what you need to do, and we want to time our spotlights when it's best for them.
mhm. Yeah. So I'm very excited. Met a lot of great developers there. A lot of cool people. So yeah, very sorry, LeRon, you missed a good time.
I know.
Although
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry myself.
you should be.
You can make it up because we're all going to try to go to West now.
We
Nah, wait.
almost
PAX
replaced you.
West. PAX West is where?
Seattle.
It's very far.
Seattle. Okay. I'm not sure about going cross country. When is it?
Lame.
Very end of
September.
August. Very
September, yeah.
end of
We'll
August.
see what's up. But by the time PAX West comes around, I should have officially moved into a new place, and so I'm not quite sure. I can't make any promises about. I can't make the same promises I made for PAX East, because PAX East is a lot closer, and all things aside, like if there wasn't a scheduling conflict with work, I would have been there with you guys.
Yeah, it's all right. There's always next time. But enough PAX. There's never enough PAX, but for now, enough PAX.
PAX!
We're going to get into the show. So some housekeeping real quick. If you want to support the Boss Rush podcast and the Boss Rush Network, you can head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network, where you can get the show 1 week and ad-free and other perks like early access and other podcasts, voting rights, and more at a tier that's right for you. Again, that's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. If you can't contribute financially, it's no big deal. Your viewership and listenership is enough for us. If you want to watch the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a thumbs up on the video. Hit the bell, all those YouTube things. If you are listening on podcast services, leave us a nice rating and a review. It really helps with discoverability. You can check out our merch store. Very excited about that. There are 40 plus designs on there. So,
You know what
very
I
excited
wish
about that.
they made, but I think actually a lot of sites don't do it, but I wish they made sweatpants.
I know. We can.
Just a side note.
I know a guy. If you want sweatpants, just tell me. I know a guy.
Okay.
I know a guy. You can check out all of our content on bossrush.net. A lot of great content from PAX, interviews, articles, previews, cool stuff. So, I guess we can jump into what we've been playing. I'm going to go first A, because it's not very much, but B, I have show and tell. So I've been playing Final Fantasy VII OG. I actually hadn't played any game since we went to PAX until last night. And even last night I was on the phone with our internet service provider for like an hour trying to fix this strict NAT type problem, which was awful. But it's fixed. It's an open NAT type now. So I even texted LeRon. I was like, "Hey, LeRon,
Did the wait? Did the video I sent you help out?
no, it did asterisk. I had to call the internet service provider first, and then it helped. But
Okay.
yeah, it did help. But I had to get the NAT type changed first on the router before I could. And like, so
Yeah, I told you. I told you had to do something with the router.
Yeah, so like that username, the username and the password on the bottom of the router, LeRon, that I sent you, is
That's
not.
for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but it's only if you purchase the router. It is not the one if you have it provided to you from a service provider.
Who's your service provider?
It's called Fairlawn Gig. It's the fiber network around here.
Wait, I thought you're in the same. I thought you're in the same area that Google Fiber's at.
No.
Oh.
Nope. But yeah, they fixed it, and actually our up speed is better and our down speed is better since they opened the NAT type. So I don't know, man.
Oh, good.
Well, like, background for that, we were trying to like figure out how to play anything, right? And
Yeah.
we couldn't connect.
Yeah.
And we thought it was Nintendo's problem because Nintendo
Yeah.
doesn't really have a great online
It
infrastructure.
usually is Nintendo's problem.
I actually, the thing that tipped me over the edge was I tried to actually log into Destiny, and since it connects to other players, it wouldn't log me in because it's a persistent online game. And yeah, and I was like, this is some bullshit. I need to, whatever. But the lady that helped me was really nice. She helped, and she said that there's something going on with some of the new, I don't know, I don't remember the word she said, but they've been getting this call nonstop for like a month and a half about
Also,
this
something.
NAT
So
type
something to
problem.
do with something to do with their protocols. Then.
Yeah. So, but it's fixed. Hopefully, guess I'll find out when I find some friends to play games with. But yeah, so I played Final Fantasy VII last night, and still making my way through that. Nothing really new to say, but I do have show and tell. So I've been getting some Switch games. So I have the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition for Switch. Very excited. Complete with all stickers and manuals and everything. So that's exciting. I have not opened it yet. I also have the Death's Door Ultimate Edition, which
Nice.
Instead of coming in a box, it came in one of those flimsy envelopes, and the box got crushed. So I had to kind of put the box back together, and it won't close all the way. But it's okay. It'll sit on the shelf, and the shelf will keep it closed. And
Is that from? Crap, I got mine from, I don't know, the publisher that has the dog. That usually publishes physicals for Devolver. Where'd you buy it from?
I got this from
Special
Target.
Reserve.
Special Reserve, thank you. Oh, you got it at Target.
Yeah.
Does it say Special Reserve on there?
Nope.
Okay.
It just says Acid Nerve, which is the developer, and Devolver.
Okay. Cool.
So I got that,
Ready?
and then of course this big guy here, Destiny 2: The Final Shape. There's a replica tower in here, and some lore books, and some stickers.
Is there a game in there?
Nope.
No game.
There is not. I had to order the game separately. That is not a joke.
Sadly, that's kind of how collector's editions works nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't really care to do that. But this even if Destiny continues, I've made the ultimate decision that this is my last collector's edition. The Light and Darkness saga is over after this. It's time. It's time.
I see.
So I'll still probably buy the lore books that come out every year, but I'm not going to get these collector's editions anymore. So
You say collector's editions for Destiny or just any collector's edition?
for Destiny.
Okay.
For Destiny. No, I'll still get collector's editions. I'm not an imbecile. So I actually did get the Tears of the Kingdom collector's edition too. It's sitting back there. So very excited about that. I didn't bring it over. I guess I could have, but I didn't. So, but that's
I think
all.
that has the art book, some pins,
and a
the
steel book.
game, steel book, and like a magnetic poster plate thing.
I do remember that.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have decided that I am going to try to find some collector's editions that I did not pick up. And guess what? If you don't buy them when they come out, they're like twice as expensive. Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, whoops.
Well, if you need an
okay.
Ori in the Blind Forest or an Ori collection for the Switch sealed, I can sell it to you for 5 times its price.
Nope. Pass. No thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate the offer though, Pat.
You're welcome.
I appreciate all the offers you gave me in the last week and a half.
Still waiting on an answer for a few of those.
I know. Oh man, maybe at PAX West.
Okay.
Stephanie, what are you doing? What are you playing? Besides not Mario Party with me.
It took me a while to get back on playing games because I had a lot of catching up to do with work being nonsense and parenthood. But I started Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, because that's going to be our next book club game. I am playing the original, original like the 2013 or 2003. I forget which one. That's a whole decade off. I think it's 13. And I like the premise. It's pretty cool that you control both brothers on each side of the controller. It definitely took a while getting used to, but I like the puzzles that go along with it. It looks really good for a game that has been remastered. I'm like, it really needed to be remastered. I mean, I don't know. I'm not playing the remastered for comparison, so what do I know? But it's funny because in the beginning, the characters are like, and I thought maybe it was a language that I didn't know. So I tried to go in the settings, and I'm like, how do I switch it to English? And there weren't any language options. I'm like, oh, it's just gibberish.
That decision saved them thousands upon thousands of dollars.
It did, but it also confused me every time it talked. I almost felt like they probably only really needed grunts and whatever, like just kind of like made it feel a little silly to me, given how the serious premise of the story, which is not like a huge critique. It's not like it made the game not fun, but it just every time I hear I'm like, I can't. I giggle.
We need to get you to play Ico someday. You want a good game of gibberish.
So far. Okay. I just got through this.
I mean, Ico's a fancy game, though, so I mean,
it is. But they speak in gibberish.
Okay.
Speaking of old games, I've been thinking about. Remember the series Shadow Hearts on PS2?
Yep.
I've been thinking about that game a lot lately for some reason.
Good old Shadow Hearts.
Why? I don't know. Just a loser who thinks about PS2 games in the middle of the night when they can't sleep.
I mean, those are classics.
I know. Where's that remastered collection?
I don't think that company
remastering everything else, except the games we want. Anyway, sorry.
That was Acclaim, wasn't it?
I don't know. So, Brothers, I need to start that.
Is anyone planning to play the remastered version?
Me.
Okay. I don't know. I have the original. I'll probably just play the original. But wait, is it the new one on Game Pass?
I'm I could not tell you, honestly.
I don't
Good
remember.
question. I almost kind of forgot that that the remaster came out already because I remember it getting announced and then I never heard about it ever again, and I don't recall anyone talking about it. But regardless, I found the story touching, um, the graphics charming, and I really like the puzzles because they're not terribly hard, but they're satisfying enough when I solve them. Which is a little different than my second game that I actually played and beat today, Unleaving. Unleaving is a small indie game that came to PAX East 2023 by Orangutan Matter. Um, I'm working on a review on it as we speak. The game's runtime is about an hour long if you don't F up a ton like I did. Like one of the YouTube walkthroughs is 44 minutes. And my Steam account says I've been playing for 3 hours. You want to know why? Because I suck at video games and I kept dying e- all the time. First of all, the art style is absolutely amazing. Like if you think about like acrylic paint and Van Gogh, it's very Van Goghish. So the execution in the art is fantastic. They really nailed it. um, and the exploration of emotion and emotion through art almost remind me a lot like Gris. Almost, like I said, it's not exactly, but it's just using color, like color scheme, using art, and lots of like nods to depression or sadness or loss. There are actually a lot of parallels to the experience of Gris and the experience of Unleaving, which is what I really liked. It was very moving. Um, the experience is a lot smoother than what I played in 2023, which is fair because that was just a very early demo, which is fine. Oh gosh, I just knocked my space heater over. Um, and it turned off like it should. The only thing, and this is why I kind of like talk to Pat, if you ever get around to playing it, no pressure though, if anyone ever gets around to playing it, I just want to know if the game's puzzle mechanics are inherently a little hard, or if it truly is me being a crappy game player, because I'm not smart in video games. I don't do well with pure puzzle logic games. I'm really dumb.
You
This
can't. I feel like you're being too hard on yourself because there
I
are
don't know.
games out there. Did you beat
Finish, sorry.
Metroid Dread?
With help though from a walkthrough sometimes.
Okay,
There's
Like I used
Corey
to
nothing
watch.
wrong with the
Corey,
walkthrough.
did you beat Metroid Dread?
No.
Okay, yeah, Corey's still struggling with it.
Steph,
So
you
if you
beat
beat
Metroid
Metroid
Dread.
Dread,
I did.
There you go. You're a
Yeah,
better
because she's
gamer than
smarter than me.
Corey.
Yeah. No, look.
that's not
Well,
where
Here's the
that's
thing.
not where I was trying to go.
I've concluded that like my skills as a gamer have diluted to turn-based RPGs, and that's all I can play now.
Well,
And even
here's
then,
kind of where I kind of shamed myself, so to speak. Metroid Dread, I can see how many people find it tough because as a Metroidvania, there's the big map, several areas, back and forth. You can kind of get turned around. Then you have the Emmys messing y'all up. I get it. But on Leaving, it's a very linear path. You go left to right. Like that part is there's no challenge in that sense, but it's purely
Mm-hmm.
puzzles, physics-based puzzles. So I'm not saying it should have been easy. That's not what I'm implying. But I didn't think it should be super hard either. And I think where it becomes difficult is many of the ladder puzzles. Like the first level is fine. It's the one with the tire swing, Pat. Like
That
that
I
was
couldn't
good.
get.
That was fine.
I couldn't do that one
Yes,
at the
but
demo.
yes. No, it went by much smoother. But after that, the level designs were really cool visually. But like for example, you have to start this wheel, right? And the wheel is accelerating, so you're going with the momentum and you have to hurl yourself up to a ledge. You think that's pretty simple, but there's like a object above, so if you release yourself too soon, you hit the top, but it's like such a narrow thing. I tried like 10 times, and you have to time it like perfectly, and if you just barely, you die. It's very precise.
It's okay. Donkey Kong King of Swing prepared me for that.
Perfect. So other than that, which could easily be a me problem, I actually did like the game. I think it does itself a no, not disservice. It's good that the game is short. There's a lot of room for interpretation how you want to walk away from that game. I do think it's artistically. I don't know how to finish that sentence. It's just it's beautiful. It's a good game. Might be a little too hard and precise for my capabilities as a gamer. But
Artistically, it reminds me of Planet of Lana mixed with something like Gree, is what it reminds me of.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
gameplay wise, I think it's a limbo inside.
Limbo. And you
Mhm.
know what? You are right, Pat, because when I spoke to the developers at PAX, they say that the gameplay in a sense is a lot like Insider Limbo, very floaty movements, your character's just going left to right, traversing that environment with pushing a block and whatever stuff like that.
Running away
It's
from a
just the
giant
puzzles are
spider.
Yeah, in this one there are points where you have to run away from this really nasty, scary looking dog wolf thing.
Oh.
Uh so yeah, so that's what I've been playing.
Nice. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network. LeRon, I see you've added a new game for the first time in a while onto this list.
Yeah, because I wasn't playing just Tekken 8. I did strike up Horizon Forbidden West, just enough to play around and mess around with the settings and everything, and then I was like, okay, I gotta go back and beat Zero Dawn. So yeah, but I was definitely excited when the PC version came out for it, though. I just have my priorities. I have my priorities I have to do right now. Tekken 8. Eddie Gordo just dropped for people early access for people who had pre-ordered either the deluxe edition or the premium edition or whatever they call that edition that you get the statue of Jin Kazama. But yeah, so I actually was playing around with it, and I tell you what, like a lot of my time on Tekken. As a matter of fact, hold on a second. Let me open up Steam real quickly here. A lot of my time on Tekken has actually been spent. Like I have played 151.2 hours of this game since it's come out. I'm gonna tell you right now, like a good fraction of that time has been me also recording my my replays that are saved in the game because when they make updates, when they do updates and patches and stuff like that, you can no longer look at your replays, and I'm downloading the replays and stuff so I can get them, so I can start adding them to my YouTube channel and stuff like that. So I finally have some content and stuff like that. But yeah, Eddie came out. I have not fought an Eddie online yet. It's funny. Like I have not run across one. I fought Eddie more times in practice mode than I have actually online. And I'm not sure if there's just no Eddies in my rank, which doesn't make any sense because I see them playing. I see them stream. They stream gameplay on TikTok, and I'm like, I'm fascinated. How they do that?
Cordy does
How they
that.
do that? I want to know. Huh?
Cordy does that sometimes.
Cordy does that? Okay, I need to talk. I need to talk
Yeah.
to her. I need to talk
Look,
to her.
look,
Yeah.
I learned so much about TikTok and Instagram Reels while I was there from her that I'm just like, this is a whole new thing. So
when you upload content, my friend,
you're looking at the wrong person. I am about 20 years too old to be uploading stuff onto TikTok, but
no, you're not. No, you're not. There's old dusty motherfuckers like loading shit on TikTok.
Jeez, what a compliment. No, my cousin.
I'm just saying.
My cousin, who's a couple years older than me, she's on TikTok, but not for gaming, for other things.
I am missing a game though, because I played half of Contra Operation Galuga. Fun game, can be very frustrating though. So like the spirit of Contra is there.
Spirit of Contra.
And isn't there like 10 stages to this game now, or like the old school games used to be like 6?
Yeah,
have you beat it yet?
No, I thought the original was like 8.
Man, we should probably go back and watch our Way Forward interview to as they answered that question, and I just forget.
Let me see. We had the jungle, we had the first base, we had
Waterfall,
the jungle, the first base, the waterfall,
second
the
base,
second base, the snow region. It was 7 stages. It was 7 stages.
The snow region. Then you had the Smasher hangar.
Yep. The factory. Yeah.
And then you had.
And then it was
the alien.
Then it was inside the alien. Yeah. So 7 stages. And by the way, Konami, how'd y'all not get sued by Ridley Scott and Warner Brothers? I mean, 20th Century Fox. How'd y'all not get sued?
No one will ever know.
Nobody will ever know.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all I've been playing. Like I hadn't really had a lot of time for gaming, but when I did play games, it was Tekken for the most part. Tekken actually got me to put down Monster Hunter, which is insane because like I do want to get back to Monster Hunter like real soon here, Monster Hunter World and Iceborne. But yeah, I'm not fun with Tekken. Even though if you listen to the community, the Tekken sucks. There's just all sorts of stuff that's broken about the game. Like there's certain things that's wrong, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like I'm watching a lot of content creation that's going on for it and stuff like that, and I'm starting to and I'm almost going to the comment section. I catch myself quite a few times going to the comment section and be like, you know what? If you don't like what's going on, don't play it. But I know what they're doing is like basically they're basically doing it to draw views and stuff like that because of course I'm watching the stuff. So like if they're getting me to watch it, then but ultimately I just want to see what people are saying. But also I consume a lot of like gaming content online on YouTube particularly because I just want to get better. Like I feel like I have a really solid like Victor. I've been playing him since the game came out. I haven't played any of my other characters yet, like any of the other characters I played from previous Tekken games, nor have I tried somebody new yet because Victor is a new character as far as I'm concerned. He's brand new to the game, and I love the guy. Like, yeah, he could use a few more. He could use a few more things in his repertoire. But beyond that, I'm having fun. I'm ranked 18th Dan, which is a little bit past halfway through the ranking structure, and yeah, it's a fun time. What you got for me, Corey?
I wanted to mention you would have loved being at PAX because there was a massive Tekken tournament going on.
There was
Friday, yeah, and they were like out in the bigger like the esports arena, and they had it on like the huge screens, and they were shoutcasting. It was awesome. It was so cool. I actually
wait. Was an actual tournament of people that were participating in PAX?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I would have got my back blown out.
I didn't like look at like what they won or anything, but there was a prize, like there was some sort of prize for winning in second place, and like it was cool. It was really cool, and people were like really into it too. I was like, man, this esports thing is
no.
Tekken
is some fun. Tekken is some fun shit. Like the Tekken World Tour is getting ready to happen, which is like one of the major tournaments major worldwide tournaments that happen and stuff like that. And it's going to be a fun time to watch it when it's streaming live on Twitch. I typically watch all the big tournaments when they happen. So like the Tekken World Tour, Evolution, what's the other one? ECW, which is actually a play on like the Wrestling Federation.
I was gonna say, isn't that like I thought that's wrestling?
Yeah, it's a play on that. There's final round. There's quite a few of them. Like then like some of the big ones, especially the ones that are stop on the Tekken World Tour. Like I always check those out. Yeah, but yeah, I'd love for Stephanie to get back on the Tekken, and maybe we can spar, a little bit. Once you get PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I gotta sign back up for that.
I tell you, I don't have PlayStation Plus. I have not renewed. Like, and my PlayStation Plus will have expired back in like November.
Mhm.
I haven't renewed. I'm just not pressed. And in all honesty, I'm not really missing all the free games that they're getting. Even though Dave the Diver is coming to PlayStation Plus.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, like I already have it on PC, so
Well,
that's everything. That's everything I've been playing.
well, Pat, I guess that means it's PK Power Hour right now.
Damn
So,
straight.
Woo!
I got how many games on my list right now? At least
more than
8.
2.
Yep. That's okay. I probably won't talk about
I don't
some
care.
of
It's
these.
fine. It's fine. Just, I
But
want to know about most of these. So go ahead.
Yep.
Go, Pat.
All right. So I
Go,
did
Pat.
manage to finish 2 games here within the last week. First one being Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I finally got myself through that game.
Wow.
I won't lie. After chapter 12, I just kind of stopped playing the side quests and just kind of wanted to go through and finish the story.
Mhm.
But I really loved the game. It was a fantastic game. I love the depth that they brought into the characters. I love the kind of the added stories as well to just kind of flesh out the regions. I would say my biggest disappointment might have been the ending, though. For me, the ending was too
Really?
convoluted, and now you're
Mhm.
left thinking, well, I don't know what's happening anymore.
Mm.
But at the same time, it's also brilliant because of an unreliable narrator, I would say.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
and that's about as far as I'll go with that. Um, but it's great. I fully recommend that people check out the Final Fantasy Remake trilogy when it all comes out, of course. But it's a great way to play the game, both for new and old people to the series.
Is this game of the year
Right,
material?
right now, yes. Right now, it's definitely my game of the year. But we'll see, because
Nice.
there are some other games here coming out that could be pretty impressive. My next contender will probably be Metaphor, the people who did the Persona series.
Mhm.
Look forward to that
Mm.
one.
Refantasio.
Yep. And then because I played literally 2 super long RPGs in a row, I decided to play something fast, and that was Pepper Grinder by Devolver
Ooh,
Digital. This is a
nice.
pixelated platformer where you play as a little girl named Pepper, who I think is also a pirate, and she gets marooned, and these little gnarlings, they're called. They're like imps, but they got like a horn, like a
Mhm.
narwhal whale,
Mhm.
and they steal your treasure, and so now you have to get it back. She gets a hold of a giant drill, and she starts going through the ground, and just you use the drill for momentum, for combat, as well as other little cool gimmicks that they throw in the game every now and then. It is fast. I finished it in 3 hours, and I got all the coins for it. There's 4 levels. Each one has about 5 uh, action stages each, but they're a lot of fun. The puzzles make you think just a tiny bit, but the game's meant to be fast. Like speed is obviously one of the factors that they want you to try and play with in this game.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's colorful. It's humorous. It's fun.
What's that game that Devolver's putting out that's like the Zelda game that
The
jumps
Plucky
off the
Squire.
paper? Yeah, that one.
Yep.
That one looks so cool. Can't wait.
One day we'll get that. But until then, they
Someday.
gave us Pepper Grinder. So play that
Oh,
if you
Pepper
want to play
Grinder.
Plucky Squire. Support your local Devolver.
Wherever
Anyways,
Devolvers are sold.
yep, wherever Devolver's sold. All right, so I also played some pretty big titles here. I recently got the Rise of the Ronin, and that's kind of been the game I've been mostly addicted to and playing at night before I go to bed. It is very much like Assassin's Creed in terms of its open world, but it's like I would say it's about 80% Assassin's Creed and 20% Neo. Not Dark
Right.
Souls, more Neo, because that's one, the developers who made it did also Neo / Wang Wulong, also the Chinese Three
The
Fallen
Kingdoms.
Wulong
Dynasty.
Fallen Dynasty.
Yeah, the Three Kingdoms storytelling. This
Uh-huh.
one takes place at the fall of the Tokugawa era, when Japan was having a big feudal argument of whether or not to let foreigners into the country. Where like half the nation is like, no, that's going to ruin us, and the other half is like, but we kind of have to because they're obviously more powerful than us. So you get a bit of history. It's got a lot of historical figures popping up into the game, and oh yeah, the Neo 20% takes itself in the form of missions. Occasionally, like you get a mission giver, and you go into more of a classic Dark Soul Neo style mission where you fight people that try to gang up on you, and you find a boss at the end. The nice thing about this game is that it does actually have a difficulty setting. So those who suck at Souls games don't feel like they're getting their ass kicked. Then they can just kind of like enjoy the story.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
There is a lot of loot in the game, a lot of customization of your characters. One of the collectibles that you can collect is 100 cats.
Ooh.
That's right, you collect cats in this game. This geisha
Wow.
apparently had all her kitties run away, and she needs you to go rescue them. And there are 100. And then once you rescue them, you can do what's called cat connoisseur missions, where you send off your cats to do little missions for you,
Nice.
because everyone needs a kitty. But yeah, it's the gliding's a lot of fun. There's a glider, of course, because most games these days, and able to be fun, you have to have a few things: air gliding and hook shots. Also, this game has a grapple hook, so you know it has all the fun traversal methods.
Love grappling hooks and gliders.
Yep.
That game Farah looked really cool. That you reminded me of that, because that was like their big hook, was like grappling hooks and gliders and monster hunting. So
yeah, no monster hunting in this one, unfortunately. It's true to history. So no weird creatures coming out. It's samurais and Western interlopers. Oh, what is cool though is that the story, you can actually choose the side that you're going to fight on. So it's essentially two different stories that it tells, that you can go back later and just replay the other missions. But you can choose the side of the anti, or what I think they were called, the expulsionists, the ones that want the foreigners gone, and then the more friendly, the friendlier let the foreigners in group. I'm pretty sure in both sides are going to have their gray moments as well, because you would think the side that was fighting for Japan would be nice, but they also kind of pick on the people that are friendly with the foreigners, so they're not quite as nice as they come off to be. But
some people, huh?
I know. But that's. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you finished. Sorry,
I was going to say that was Rise of the Ronin.
I'm gonna chime in real quick then, because you said one of the collectibles was 100 cats.
Yep.
3 days into our book club voting for June, Stray is winning by 1 vote.
Woohoo!
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I thought I would
Yes.
throw that out there.
Yes.
Just so you know, Steph and I literally talked 4 hours about that game when you can actually beat the game in like less than 2.
That's fair.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
I think Stephanie's excited.
What other games are out there?
So we have It Takes Two is in second place.
Oh shit, that's gonna
and
be
then
a
we
hard
have-
one to play.
I know, because it's you have to play it co-op.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else
So,
what else is in there for the voting?
We have Tomb Raider 2013.
I might sabotage it.
Nah, that's fine. Tomb Raider 2013, Thirsty Suitors, A Space for the Unbound, Coffee Talk, Paper Mario, and The Wolf Among Us Season 1.
Which Paper Mario?
The new one. The remake of
The Thousand Year Door?
Origami King or the Thousand Year Door?
Door.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is
it
for
out?
June, right?
It comes out at the end of May.
Okay.
Ron's being a meanie for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, if that one
does
went.
Ron know what our May game?
I don't think so.
Isn't it Uncharted 2?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
Is the May game, yeah.
Yeah, that means I have to dust. I means I have to dust off the plate. Well, I don't. Wait, I have the Nathan Drake collection on disc.
If rumors are true, the Nathan Drake collection's coming to PC soon.
I don't believe that rumor.
Everything's a rumor.
Anyway, it's also getting a PS5 port too. So.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll probably just spend $10 because that's usually what they do. Like they take the version.
Oh man, it already looks good on PlayStation 4. Why did they need to update it? It's like it already is 4K,
Because it's Naughty
60
Dog.
frames. Oh my god!
They have to resell the package.
Why don't they just do Last of Us remake remastered next?
Don't give them ideas, Corey. You know they will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw a rumor the other day that they were remaking the original God of War game, which I kind of freaked out about, but I don't think that's real. So,
yeah, it
anyways,
sounds like you got April Fooled. By the way, did you also get April Fooled about Nvidia buying Xbox?
No,
you didn't. Okay.
No.
Anyways, I did see it. I did see an April Fool's.
I have friends that.
Sorry, I did.
Go ahead.
I did see an April Fool's where someone reported that Troy Baker quit voice acting, so now there's 1,000 voice actor jobs available.
That's awesome.
We know a guy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, Pat, continue. Sorry.
Okay, next game on the list. Princess Peach Showtime for Nintendo Switch. And let me tell you, I am struggling with this game.
Really? Do tell.
Not because it's hard, but because it's frustrating for a collector.
No.
This is definitely a B-level Nintendo game. Like, this is your Kirby. This is strangely feels like Luigi's Mansion in a weird way.
It was made by the team that did Yoshi's Crafted World.
And you know what? Yoshi's Crafted World was way better. But
Wow.
let me tell you about my frustration with this game. Each level has like anywhere from like I think 7 to 10 sparkles that you can collect. And it's very, very simple to screw up on whatever random side scrolling or puzzle that they have you like trying to get these things. And the checkpoint is like if you can restart, but you restart all the way at the beginning again, and you cannot skip cutscenes, which there are an awful lot. So if you miss something towards the end, you either A, hope to God that you can kill yourself because for some reason those checkpoints are a hell of a lot closer to where you need to be, or you restart the damn level again. And let me tell you, it is really hard to kill Princess Peach. She has 5 hearts and like a 5-second invisibility shadow between getting hit. So It's that I find that super frustrating as a collector, and it really sucks a lot of the joy out of the game for me. That said, though, I do like the variety of the characters that she can portray. I am pleasantly surprised with the detective character. I think that's kind of my favorite one so far. The one I hated was the baker because that was the pure mini game where if you fuck up one little tiny bit, then yeah, you either restart the mission or you suffer the fact that you didn't get all the sparkles in that round. So luckily, I don't have to do those baker missions anymore unless there's something at the end, because I think I finished those. But yeah, it's I will continue to play it because apparently my poll has it tied as a game I need to play and finish.
Ooh.
Because I did put a Twitter poll out there of a couple games, and it got tied with Coffee Talk.
Mhm.
So now I have to
That's what.
beat both Super Princess Peach and Coffee Talk around the same time.
Sounds like your problem for making a poll, Pat.
I was curious. I
Mm.
want to get some engagement.
Don't put Peach on the poll.
Ah.
Well, it's just a
Oh.
disappointment. Not because I personally expected Princess Peach Showtime to be a home run for Nintendo, but just because they don't really have a tentpole game, so to speak, of the year. I mean, I don't know, like so.
Well, right now it's
What was
either
that?
going to be Paper Mario or bust. So
Yeah, pretty much.
Zelda.
you can keep dreaming,
Maybe.
dude.
I know.
You know that scene in Wind Waker where you push A to let go? You need to push A, bro.
Mm.
Let go.
No, I got my Wii U hooked up. We're fine.
Let go.
I got my Trash Fisher Price tablet in 480p that I can play Wind Waker on. It's fine. I have to sit right here though, because if I go any further, it'll be like, "No, I can't connect. You're too far away."
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Fucking Wii U. Thing sucks. I love it.
All right. Next one that you guys want me to talk about, because it's probably one of the most controversial games out there until something new comes out. Stellar Blade. I played the demo, guys.
You
I played
enjoying
the
the 3D
demo
physics?
of really hot female character that everyone says is unrealistic, and therefore, a shame for women.
Bayonetta is unrealistic too.
Yeah,
She's covered up though.
Yeah. No,
She wears
it's
her hair as a costume. She's covered.
yeah. No, this I personally at this point, like, I don't care one way or another. I just think people need to shut the hell up. Because some games want the more realistic approach. Some games want the super sexy approach. Like, honestly, either side's gonna find something to fight against. And you know what? Just let the developer develop however they want. If you don't want to play the game, don't play the game, okay? So
Yeah.
going back to booty physics Blade. Honestly, it was really hard to tell the physics because there is an actual really good game behind that, well, in front of the behind. And no, it's the game is actually very Souls-like in its gameplay. It's a very dodge and parry mechanic, where you don't want to get ganked by a whole bunch of people at the same, or creatures at the same time. Creature design is very imaginative, very grotesque in some forms, but the game is actually super beautiful. It's got a nice soundtrack that plays while you're going through the levels, whether it's really high paced, fast action, landing. This game literally has an introduction that was ripped straight out of Quake 2, where the spaceship is dropping drop pods, and then one of the drop pods hits your drop pod and knocks it off a course, and you land out in enemy territory. You know that intro? It's the exact same thing happens here in Stellar Blade. And that's kind of how the game introduces itself. But yeah, the environments are incredible. Uh, the combat's a lot of fun. Again, there are difficulty settings so that you don't have to play it on the super hard mode. But granted, if you don't play it on the hard mode, you don't get the nude suit.
Mm.
So,
Man,
you got
no,
choices.
no skin tight suit, no skin
Oh,
colored
there's
suit,
plenty of
no
skin tight
sale,
suits. You just don't get the one
no
that's
sale,
colored skin.
no sale.
No sale. Darn.
I actually
Well.
think Stellar Blade looks awesome. I think that game, like the
It
combat
does.
looks awesome.
hmm
It looks like everything that Bayonetta wanted to be, and just didn't quite get there.
Yeah. It's
Because,
not.
like, in theory, I like the idea of Bayonetta, but like, there's just something off. Don't tell Ed. But Stellar Blade looks awesome.
Yeah, it's not going to be the high octane combat of Bayonetta, because it's not made by Platinum. But it does have some unique maneuvers that you can perform with it.
Yeah,
But it is very much a Souls-like combat system.
The trailers make it look more like Ninja Gaiden. Is what it looks like from the trailers.
Not gonna lie, I didn't play a whole lot of Ninja Gaiden. But if Ninja Gaiden
That's
plays
okay.
like Neo, because of the same
Sort of.
developer, I would say this is a little more closer to Dark Souls.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes a little more hits to kill an enemy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
All right. Those are honestly the games I really wanted to talk about. I had a few others, but I didn't get too far in Unicorn Overlord, Arizette, the Jewel of Faramore, or Touch Detective. But I will say Arizette is very freaky.
Please.
Like I was showing it to Corey at while we were at PAX, and yeah, those cartoons are deliberately horrifying.
Yeah. It's yeah. Horrifying, I don't think is the right word. It needs to be worse.
I think if your son and daughter were to combine their artistic skills, they would have more talent than what the art looked like in this game.
Oh, boy.
My daughter drew me a picture, by the way. She drew me a.
Oh, wow.
Aw, I love
That's
that.
pretty cute.
Yeah. She draws me pictures because she misses me while I'm at work. It
Aww.
makes me feel good. I have a whole stack of them over here that I just haven't hung up yet. And she's like, "Oh, where's my pictures?" I'm like, "I'm gonna hang them up soon." Ish.
But yeah, I'll probably talk about those games another time when I get more experience in them.
Cool. Yeah,
I just wanted to
Stellar
hit the
Blade
big
looks cool.
ones.
Yeah, I'm excited to play Stellar Blade. It's so funny because Stellar Blade's getting all that hate, but everybody loves Nier Automata, which is like maybe worse in a few ways. In terms of that aspect of it, right? Like,
Well, Nier came out before Horizon and the Fable thing, so people didn't have the quote ugly women to compare it to.
man, people are dumb.
Yes, they
People
are.
suck. People can suck it. So yeah, I guess we'll go through our topic for a little bit. We might actually make this episode a little bit shorter because behind the scenes, everybody, we record After Dark right after this, and our After Dark episode for this is going to be massive. So
That's
picked
what
a
she said.
yeah, massive.
Huge.
Too massive for the holes. Am I right? It's an After Dark joke. You guys can go figure that out. Let's see. Remakes and remasters. Clearly a lot coming out soonish or recently or in the last 5 years. And I'm not talking about like Final Fantasy VII, right? Because that's clearly a newish. I mean, it's a different beast, right? I'm talking like Paper Mario comes out in a couple weeks and it's like, oh, it's an HD version of that, right? So, I don't know. I just
Don't
feel
forget
like these
recently,
things
The
are,
Last of Us Part 1, or sorry, Part
yeah,
2.
yeah, I know. Like I, part of me gets it, but part of me is like, why? Like, I feel like we're losing. And I know it has a lot to do with like trying to make up budgets for other games, right? But like, where's the new? Where's the creativity?
Creativity, the
Yeah,
innovation. Am I
yeah,
am I back at the right time for the topic?
sure are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no, because I believe I wrote a Boss Rush banter on it. Are remakes or remasters lazy?
Hmm.
I think there's so many different points that can be and factors. I think in part of it is, and I don't know if you covered it, the video game industry is on the younger side compared to other industries. Like filmmaking has been around for much longer, and like I said, it was like 70s, I think. So we finally have gone long enough where we can do remakes and remasters. So I think that's one part. Another part, it's just sometimes I hate to say it, kind of easier. You don't need to make up a new IP. There's less risk because a new IP, there's an inherent risk to that. And also, like everybody else, they're cashing in on nostalgia like crazy.
Yep. Agreed.
Hmm.
hmm.
Yeah, and like I think there's definitely like a time span that it's like okay, right? Like I think obviously Resident Evil 2 and 3 were like
Mm.
primed for I actually think Resident Evil 1 and 0 are primed for a remake again. I think Resident Evil 1 would be so scary with an over the shoulder view and like
They
creeping through
need
the
to
mansion with, oh man.
they need to just get Code Veronica
Yeah,
done
well,
and out the way.
I think Code Veronica's next, right? Like I think that's
We
clearly
can
next.
hope. I don't know. Like it seems like sometimes these companies don't listen to the gamers.
I don't know. People wanted Resident Evil 4 and they made it, so
People did not want Resident Evil 4.
I think people wanted Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, no.
I think people universally decided that it
Your
didn't
mom wanted
need.
Resident Evil 4.
I think people universally decided it didn't need a remake, but I think people still wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're just sad that
I'll
it
I'll,
outsold
I'll
Dead Space.
well, yeah, it was going to.
I know.
In all honesty, it was going to. But no. In all seriousness, like I feel like Resident Evil 4 remake was the remake nobody wanted, but at the same time, it was a damn good remake. So like, I can't really like fault it.
Yeah.
No, for me, like I do feel there are some remasters that are completely unnecessary out there, and that's when they just do minimal changes for a game that has only been out for like 5 years, maybe. Uh,
Yeah,
but there are some who are absolutely killing it in the remaster slash remakes, and those are the ones that take the time to like
Mhm.
re-envision their game, such as the Resident Evil series, such as the Final Fantasy VII series, such as Dead Space. Like they took what made those games special, and like they added more to it.
right.
Granted, Final Fantasy VII might have added a little too many mini games, but you know what? I'm sure they'll balance it down for the third one. I hope.
Yeah.
I pray. There's a lot of mini games, guys. It's like everything has a mini game tied to it in Final Fantasy Rebirth. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I
Well,
don't think remakes and remasters will ever stop. I think the method about going across them will get refined because
Mhm.
like Pat said, like there are certain games out there that didn't necessarily need the remaster treatment, especially if it's only like a 20% like improvement or whatnot. For example, like the Last of Us, the original one, it came out on PS3, and then a few months later, a remastered version of it came out on PS4, and they should just literally called it The Last of Us PS4 edition.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, the remaster title was unnecessary for that, but Naughty Dog said that they used that time to remaster the game to learn the hardware, right? That was kind of like their excuse for that.
Mm.
Um,
I mean, whatever you got, whatever you gotta say to get yourself through the night. You know, I
I
understand.
say
You
a
know,
lot of things, LeRon.
but yeah, like I'm one of those people. Like I like remakes. I do. Like I love a good movie remake. I love a good remake of a TV show or an anime series or a cartoon or whatnot. So like gaming remakes. As long as there's something that makes it stand out from like its original or what it's inspired from and stuff like that. Like I'm always gonna love it, which is why I love the Resident Evil remakes. Dead Space remake, yeah, hands down one of the best ones. Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, phenomenal.
Sure, Paper Mario's going to
Front
do good
Mission,
too because that one's kind of an older one
oh,
as well. Like,
yeah, is that a remake though? I feel like that's a remaster.
no, re- they created or they updated the engine or whatever.
Oh,
Because
Super Mario RPG.
Mario RPG is a remake.
Yeah, that one's definitely a remake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mario
I think
Mario RPG is a remake. Mario vs Donkey Kong's a remake.
Link's Awakening, I
What
think, was
else?
like this. Like, if you're gonna remake an old game, I think like Link's Awakening. I mean, if you're if you're talking about Nintendo, I guess. I think Link's Awakening was like the perfect remake, right? Like
Yeah,
it followed the essence of the original. They fixed some, not all, some of the gave it some quality of life changes. The art style was amazing. Like it was a wonderful experience. I'm still on the 7th dungeon. I still need to finish it. But that game was like masterfully done. But then like
Mm.
but then like when they start what's a remaster that Nintendo put out that they just like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, right? Like, okay, it's not really a remake or a remaster. It was the quote unquote funky edition that because they added Funky Kong into it, right?
Yeah, the easy mode.
Yeah, but it's like, really? It's the Thor meme. Really?
Mhm. I'm,
Well,
I'm,
here's
oh, go ahead, Steph.
no, you're probably
No.
more on topic. I was gonna veer to something.
Oh,
So go ahead.
well, to stay on that topic, I feel like the reason that one needed to have a port is Wii U sales. You know, they needed to get that game off of the Wii U and onto something that was going to be successful. That was my point. Go on, Steph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to kind of reiterate and piggyback off of what LeRon said about how they'll, in a sense, always be remakes and remasters because we kind of kicked off that cycle now that the gaming industry's been around for that long, and the level of quality and work will vary, right? But I do think
hmm
uh, um, tying it to a previous topic about, are we going through a gaming recession, quote unquote, whatever take you want to have on it, the industry is going through something, whether you want to call it a recession, whether you want to call it a restructuring. Um, but right now, I feel like the industry is at high risk, at least the major players. Everything is high risk. So they need to be very conservative with their, everything with their financials. So I feel like we are currently in the middle of where they companies or publishers are probably relying on remakes or remasters or ports more than probably the norm. Like if you think of a pool of products, we would like to see a mix of new IP and remakes, remasters, and so on. But I feel like the meter is shifting a little bit more towards recycling existing IP because of the volatility of the video game market. And if you want something original, you're going to find them with indies for now until maybe some companies are willing to take that financial risk and create a new IP.
That's true. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, remasters. I'm sorry. Yeah, remasters are kind of a different. I have a different take on remakes. I'm sorry, remasters
Mm.
for the most part. Like I'm not gonna say like like it's it's lazy on developers and stuff like that. Like sometimes, like Corey said, like mentioning Naughty Dog, like sometimes the remaster is a way for them to learn like the new tech and stuff like that. Also, sometimes a remaster is basically them putting stuff back in that they left on the cutting room floor and stuff like that. So I will also give them a pass on those instances and stuff like that. But sometimes like remasters that are the basically like cash grabs, or I I I I think I've outgrown my ire for Nintendo for what they did with all those fucking games from the Wii U that are on the Switch for like full price, and I've never dropped in price since they came out and stuff like that. I think I'm past that, but at the same time, but at the same time, like and Corey, you can probably tell me this, like a lot of those games like actually get like any treatment that make them say they were like a remaster or anything, or are they essentially like the same games?
Yeah, and like there's already so many remakes and remasters announced already. Like the first Witcher game is getting a remake, right? But that like I assume that'll be more like The Witcher 3, right? More of a open experience. Not like I don't know if you guys have ever played the original Witcher game, but that combat system
I never played it.
is incredibly cumbersome to the point where when The Witcher 2 came out, they actually patched the first one, like a heavy patch to make the combat more like The Witcher 2 because The Witcher 1's combat was so cumbersome.
Witcher 1's combat was literally rhythm based.
Yeah. So it was it was interesting. So, and then obviously like right now in the news, Saber Interactive was sold off from the Embracer Group, right? So, and like the big thing is the
KOTOR remake.
The KOTOR remake, right? And it's like, well, what does that remake really look like, right? I mean, Saber's a great studio that does great ports, right? They port a lot of stuff down to Switch. They ported some of the Halo Master Chief Collection over to the Xbox One. They helped with a lot of things, right? But like as a development studio, what did they look like, right? I mean, I don't even remember the last game they developed. And so I don't know. It's this conversation. I know we bring it up a lot, kind of offhand, but like it's funny because it's always like you don't want them until it's a game that you love, and then you're like, oh yeah, they're remaking that game, and then it's like, oh well, okay, cool, neat. And so like I was all those Final Fantasy remasters that were coming out on PS3, right? And it's like, why? Oh, Final Fantasy X is getting a remaster, great, instant purchase. Oh, Kingdom Hearts getting a remaster, great, instant purchase, right? And it's like, okay, well, I got sucked in. Whoops. What can you do?
Happens to the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, I don't know. Does anybody have any? Oh, sorry, LeRon, go.
I was gonna say I kind of pick and choose the remasters / remakes. Like they come out because like sometimes, in all honesty, sometimes I feel like sometimes like I got the experience the first time, so I really don't need to go back to it. Other times, it's like, oh, I know this was like a passion project for the developing team, so yeah, I support it, and like you said, Corey, there's always going to be games that are just going to make you just going to jump. Like right now, like if Final Fantasy Tactics gets a remake or another remaster, I'll be all over it. If Chrono Trigger gets a remake or a remaster, I'll be all over it. If Square runs back to like some of their old PS1 stuff like Parasite Eve, Einhander, stuff like that, Brave Fencer Musashi, games like that, yeah, like bring it on. Like I will snatch it up.
Man, Parasite
Sega is basically doing a renaissance, with like right now it sounds like they've got 13 titles cooking, and that's including the stuff that we saw, during whatchamacallit, not so much Game Fest, Keeley Show, Game Awards, yeah, and stuff like that, like, and all that stuff, like, yeah, it's cashing on nostalgia for sure, but like if it looks as pretty and it plays as pretty as it was looking in those previews and those trailers and stuff like that, I'm probably gonna be all over it.
Yeah, man, Parasite Eve.
Like,
man.
I mean, like if I'm buying like games or spiritual successors to games that we swear are no longer coming out, then of course, like if the original IP comes back, hell yeah, I bought Callisto Protocol because that was supposed to be like a a spiritual successor to Dead Space,
Mhm.
Then Dead Space came out and didn't just swing for the fences, swung for the parking lot.
Yeah. Well, right now the big the big discussion in Destiny Land right now, there's this thing called Project Goliath that once the final shape comes out, they're going to remaster the entire first game and port it into the second game, and then bring all of the content that they vaulted back into the second game to have.
That'd
And
be
like,
nice.
and they're going to be able to, they're going to like, you can play it from all of the campaigns from start to finish at some point. And it's like, well,
Mhm.
man, is that even worth it at that point? Like, you've already got the people, right? The people who want to be there are going to be there. The people that don't want to be there are gone. And like, you have some stragglers walking into this game like, what the hell is happening? And like, does it even matter to them, or are they just in it for the loot, right? Like, it's a loot loop that is very rewarding in most cases. So like, do you even care who these characters are, or what's going on, or who the fuck the witness is, and why he has this big smoke cloud coming out of his ass? Who knows, right? Like, it's just, I don't know. But I think that, especially with everything going on with Bungie and Sony right now, I think that's just like a big waste of time right now. Please just don't. And I don't even want to see that. Like, I don't know. It's weird. A lot of weird stuff going on over there right now, from what I've heard from people. So, ugh. Sorry if you guys are working at Bungie in the next 3 to 6 months. Anyways, not to end that on a downer note. My favorite port is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. I had to end on a high note.
See, at least they added something to that one.
Yeah,
Bowser's Fury.
I think.
What's
What, LeRon?
Oh no! You said port. I was gonna ask everybody what's their favorite. I was gonna ask what's everybody's favorite remake and what's everybody's favorite remaster.
Favorite remake. My favorite remake's the Link's Awakening remake. That game. I know there are like, I'm sure the Final Fantasy VII remake, rebirth, whatever, is incredible, and that's why I'm playing Final Fantasy VII right now, so I can have that context. But and like the Resident Evil games obviously did a great job, and Dead Space looks phenomenal, right? But my favorite remaster right now is probably the Link's Awakening, or remake right now is the Link's Awakening one. My favorite remaster, I don't know, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition's pretty good.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Legendary Edition for remaster. My favorite remake, shit, like I feel like either the Dead Space remake. Actually, shit, this is a Dead Space remake for sure. But close, but coming in right behind it is Final Fantasy Tactics: War of the Lions, as well as Resident Evil 3.
Well,
Man,
I'll go.
Where's War of the Lions?
Huh?
Where's that War of the Lions port to something modern?
I will say Final Fantasy VII is my favorite remake right now. Just because of all
even though it's not completed yet,
even though it's not completed,
you want to really.
I will go that route because of the 2/3 that I have played. There is definitely a lot of love of how they keep the old lore, but just expand so much upon it. So they did an amazing job.
I was poking fun at you.
Yeah, I know.
I was poking fun at you because right now, based off what I'm just playing in Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, is enough for me to say like this is one of the best.
Mm-hmm. No, I loved it.
And
love it.
And I'm one of the people that honestly said like Final Fantasy VII did not need a remake. I'm one of those people.
I would agree with that, but I like what they did. I like what they did.
Remember when
Well,
CyberConnect 2 was making it, and everybody thought it was going to be a dumpster fire because they made are like Dragon Ball games.
They had the dot hack. Those were
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
the 6 people that play those games are very excited.
I was excited. Just kidding.
I was excited. I was excited too until I got bored. Like I couldn't keep up with them. Like after once I realized that like they were releasing games and like the first 4 games were super interconnected. I couldn't.
Yeah, they were doing the Mass Effect thing before Mass Effect though. That was cool.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
My favorite remaster, I think, was probably the Uncharted collection, the Nathan Drake collection.
It's a good one.
Yep,
it's a good pick. Blue Point sure knows how to remake and remaster games, don't they?
For real.
So here's the thing about me. A lot of the remakes and remasters that I've played are just me taking advantage of playing games for the first time when I missed them out the first time. Does that make sense?
very true.
Well, that's what they're there
take
for, right?
my choices with a grain of salt. Because I know most people are like, oh, well, you're not a real gamer then. It's a tie for remaster between Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, just because of like the the quality of life changes that they made, even though it already looks timeless art style wise. Or does the Metroid Prime, that's remastered, right? Metroid Prime
I was
remastered.
That's a remaster.
I was going to mention that as an honorable mention.
And then for remakes, this is like a prime example, would be Resident Evil Remake 4, because I never played the original, but I've never played any remake original. So out of all the remakes that I've played that I at least have been educated with remakes, actually no, if I had to pick, then it'd be RE2, because RE2 really remade a lot. RE4 was just more fun for me, but I do know the original RE4 still was pretty good. Whereas RE2 had a larger overhaul. So you know what? Let me take a step back and say RE2 remake.
Good choice.
I won't give. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just said good choice.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I won't give Resident Evil 4. Well, I won't deny Resident Evil 4 its GOAT status. The original Resident Evil 4, because like without Resident Evil 4, we wouldn't have gotten the original Dead Space, stuff like that. So I definitely give kudos to Capcom for I feel like they could have went a different direction, as far as like the next Resident Evil game they were going to remake at the time, but at the same time, I'm good with it.
Cool. Well,
Huzzah!
We did it. Good job, everybody.
We did it.
We did it. We did it. Well, thank you guys for your time. I'm glad we're back. I missed you guys.
Back on that saddle.
Yep.
And it feels like we didn't lose a step.
Yeah, I actually think this was a great episode, in my opinion.
Hey.
I felt.
Yeah, I feel it too.
I feel great. Thank you guys out there so much for watching and or listening. Remember, if you want to support us and get the show 1 week early, you can go to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. You can check out all of our content on bossrush.net. Subscribe to YouTube. Check out our interviews from PAX. There's a lot of them there. A lot of great stuff. So, Pat, Stephanie, LeRon, thank you for your time as always. I want to thank everybody out there for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Happy gaming.
So long.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.